Hello, I'm going to do the Capricorn energy reading, and this may or may not resonate with you. If it does, take the parts that do resonate. If it does not, leave the parts that do not resonate, as those may be meant for someone else. All right, I feel like that. So we've got 10 of Swords. We have the Knight of Wands. We have the King of Wands. We've got the Three of Pentacles. High Priestess. Five of Pentacles. Four of Cups. Page of Cups. Ace of Pentacles. Oh, that one I only picked two. That's all right, though. Bottom of the deck, Queen of Pentacles and the Hierophant. I'm feeling like those two. So Taurus, Queen of Pentacles. All right, so for what you're struggling with, we have the Ten of Swords, the Knight of Wands, and the King of Wands. When I had the King of Wands come out, I just felt like there's somebody that's really controlling around you. I feel like you've had enough. Like you've had enough. I was feeling that too. Like you're over it. I had enough. I don't want to deal with this. Too controlling. You're feeling trapped. You're feeling boxed in. You're feeling like you don't have your freedom. What you need to look at is we have the Three of Pentacles and the High Priestess, which is working on listening to your inner voice, because I feel like that's kind of telling you something. I feel like there's like this nagging little thing, or this little birdie, or there's something that's telling you inside that's trying to give you your answers and your directions on what it is that you want to do. But I feel like that's something that you need to work on. That's something that you need to be more aware of. It could also be that you're struggling with coming in with your own power, right? That, with letting something go. You're struggling with a Ten of Swords. Could be. But you have to listen to that inner voice. Future energies, we have the Four of Cups, so an opportunity is coming in. I feel like you're just not interested. Like you're just feeling kind of blah. You're just feeling like, I don't have any motivation. I don't have any, you're not feeling motivated. You're feeling frustrated. You're feeling like you're struggling. Again, Five of Pentacles, that temporary hardship, kind of feeling kind of blah. But what's coming in for you, Ace of Pentacles, new beginnings, new starts, that also can represent your physical too. Sometimes, when we're feeling blah, we start to eat bad. We start eating like ice cream and potato chips, and for that moment while we're eating it, it tastes really good. You're like, you kind of feel the satisfaction of it, but then it's like, you're like, why did I eat all that? Why did I do all that? And you start to feel heavy because of all of those sugars and, the oils and and the salt, and that you don't really realize it until you change things. I'm not saying that you have to change your eating habits, but I just feel like this heaviness, this blah, and when we're not feeling good, we want to find that instant gratification. And sometimes it's in food, and I know I've done it. I definitely went through that phase where I was eating bags of candy. I had Crunch bars. Oh, I love Crunch bars. So I'd put those in the freezer, and I'd go, and I'd be like, I'll just have two, because I got the mini ones. And so it was just like, before I knew it, I was eating, a lot of that, and I was potato chips. I was buying potato chips, and I was eating all of that stuff, and yeah, it kind of felt good as I was sitting on the couch watching TV and eating all that stuff, but then it was just like my energy level was low, and I just wasn't feeling motivated, and I didn't want to do anything. And so when I stopped doing that, and I was getting away from that, and I was finding alternatives to those things, that my energy level went up, and I was really feeling a lot better. I was feeling more motivated. I was enjoying my days better. So I feel like that could be what you're struggling with here, is just kind of looking at that, what are those things that you're doing that you're feeling like if you're feeling blah, right? What are those things that you can do to get out and to change that? To change those feelings of feeling blah. Because over here Four of Cups is you're not really interested, you're not really, you don't really want to you're not feeling motivated, you don't really want to do anything, right? And then with this Five of Pentacles. But that's just temporary, because I feel like if you want change in your life, you have to really make the effort. Sometimes it's really hard to make the effort. You're like, it's just easier to sit here on the couch and eat potato chips and ice cream and, Crunch bars all day. And some days we have those days where that's okay and you can do that. But then it's like, well, is this how I want every day to be? And if we want to have that change, we have to work on it, right? We have to listen to that inner voice that says, hey, we've done this for long enough, and now it's time to get motivated. Now it's time to do something about it. Now it's time to make some changes. And by listening to this voice, then all of a sudden you start manifesting and putting out in the universe, and then opportunity starts to come in for you, and you're like, okay, I want to change things. What are those things that I can change? And like I've said before, sometimes it's just changing within the space where you're living. If you're feeling like your space is feeling heavy, maybe it's changing up those, the pillows on the couch, or it's changing up getting a new blanket, or it's switching things out. Sometimes when you go through your closet, you forget things that you have. Sometimes we buy things on clearance and we put those away, and we're like, oh, well, I'll use those later, and you forget about them, and then you dig them out, and you're like, oh, okay, I found this, or let's put that stuff out. I'm not trying to say you have to buy a bunch of stuff, but it's just like sometimes if you rearrange things, rearrange your furniture, sometimes just rearranging furniture where you are, that can make a big difference. And make those changes that help you to feel motivated, right? That help you to feel like, okay, yep, I've done this, and I'm getting more in tune with myself, and I'm working on it, and I'm feeling better, and so I want to continue this. And I feel like that's what kind of kickstarts it all. Because I just feel like you're not feeling motivated. You're not feeling like, I don't really want to do anything. I'm not feeling motivated. I'm not feeling good. And sometimes when we head towards the holidays, sometimes people can have that, where they start to feel sad, or they start to feel overwhelmed, and they're like, oh boy, the holidays are coming. And, sometimes that can be a lot of stress on people. Some people absolutely love them, but some people struggle more with those, and that's okay. Your emotions can be more up and down with that. And maybe that's what you're struggling with. But what are those things that you can look at? What are those tools that you have that you can look at, right? To feel motivated, right? Have that Ace of Wands. To feel motivated, to get things going, to get things moving. Right, moving. Talk about moving. We have the Eight of Wands. Two of Cups. That relationship. It can be that relationship with yourself. Is there somebody that you need to reach out to? What is the crux of it all, right? What is the core of it all? If you're not feeling motivated, if you're not feeling energetic, what is it that triggered you or started this? Or what do you feel is holding you down? What is it that you feel that heavy energy from? Sometimes it can just be hormones. It can be, that kind of a thing. So that would be a different situation. But, kind of looking at, okay, maybe if it is hormones, do I need to go see a doctor or get that, talk to somebody about that? Or, is it a relationship that you had with someone, right, that you feel really sad about, you feel really heavy, or you want to reconnect with that person, or you just you want to get some closure on it, or you want to, address it in some way, right? Is there a relationship that you want to address in some way, that you kind of want to move forward with it, either having that closure or reconnecting? Look at this again. We have Ace of Pentacles. I love it, right? Cards are flying out everywhere. Is there something that you need to walk away from? Right? He has a smile on his face. Like, he has a smirk, he has a smile. He's like, yeah, I'm going to walk away from this situation. I'm going to leave this behind. Does it have to do with work? You know, if we're not happy at our job, we spend a lot of time at our job. Is that something that maybe you've been wanting to pursue something different, or, you know, go back to school, or do so? Does it have something to do with your job? Does it have something to do with finances? Definitely when, you know, the holidays come up, we feel that stress of, oh my gosh, you know, having to spend more money than we would usually budget for. You know, is that something that you need to look at? Does it have to do with your budget? Making a budget, sometimes we don't want to deal with it. We're like, I don't even want to look at how much money I'm spending or where it's going. But to be honest, when you do look at it and you see what's going on, then you can make adjustments where you can get that more under control. And having that under control helps you to feel like you're more in control of things, and helps you to feel settled and helps you to feel better. I definitely, for me, you know, I did that. I started doing a budget, and I have, you know, X amount put aside for each thing, and I know where money's going, and it makes me feel better. It makes me feel more settled, you know, and I can check and see, okay, I'm on budget, or if I need to purchase something, then I can, like, hey, I can put this money aside for this, or, you know, maybe it's starting now, putting some money aside for those holidays purchases, so that's not like you're trying to find money at the last minute, or, you know, using credit cards, or, you know, just, it could have to do with finances that you need to look at, right? That you need to work on finances. It could be your job, that if you're not happy, is there something else that you would like to do? It doesn't mean leave your current job. It could be, even if you just start looking and you see what's out there, is that what you need to look at? Is that what you need to see? And sometimes that can really help to motivate us, right? Is that something that can motivate you to make changes, to walk away from something? Queen of Swords, finding this, right, Queen of Swords is finding that the answers to the problem. Instead of just ignoring the problem and letting it go and not feeling motivated, it's working on finding the answers to the problem, to things that will make you feel better, that will make you feel happy, that will make you feel more motivated to see the opportunities that are coming in. Making that decision, the choice is yours. The choice is up to you, and not putting that on anyone else. Looking at both sides of a situation, saying, hey, if I don't do anything, I'm going to stay in the same energy and I'm going to continue to feel this way. Or if I do something, right, if I do make the effort, then this is what could happen. Looking at all sides of the situation. I feel like just listening to this reading, you know, this may be the motivation that will get you to start looking at things differently. Page of Pentacles, new beginnings, new feelings, new energy. So we have the Page of Cups and the Page of Pentacles. So it's those pages is young energy, new feelings, new emotions, new directions, right? New goals, heading towards good, heading towards positive, feeling more prosperous. Sometimes, like I was saying, that just listening, sometimes if you just hear somebody suggest something, or you're ready to receive information. Like, you have to be ready to receive information to actually take the actions to do it. Sometimes we can hear all of this motivational stuff and we're like, yeah, I'll get to it, and we don't do it. But we have to be in that frame of mind where we're ready to take action to actually make things happen. And that's when the change comes. It's, yes, you have to realize it and see it, but it's also taking the action to do it. That's a very important step to it. Let's get one more. King of Wands, taking actions, right? Wands are actions. To be in that own power, to actually take actions to make things happen. Bottom of the deck, the Lovers, relationships. I feel like it has to do something with a relationship. I feel is holding you back. Like I said from the beginning, is it somebody that you feel kind of has control over you, or is holding you back, or is manipulating you, or is, you know, making you feel less than? You know, is that something that you have to look at? But it also has to do with the relationship that you have with yourself. It has to do with relationships. Sometimes you need to lean on someone's shoulder. Sometimes we need to, you know, have that faith and lean on that friend's shoulder that really can be upfront with us and tell us, you know, you really need to look at this. If you need some help, I'm here. Again, it could be that, is there a relationship that you need some closure with, or you need to figure out that and then move forward? Sometimes we just want to ignore ignore things and not deal with it, and that's okay if it's for a little bit, but then it's time to really face things and work on things and really look at all different areas of your life and say, okay, where are those areas that I can fix? Where are those areas that I feel is causing me stress? Where are those areas that I can change? I feel like Queen of Swords here, like she's the answer here, is finding the solutions, finding what's bothering you, what do you need to walk away from, and what do you need to move towards. Looking within and finding those answers. There's the Ace of Wands, there's 2 Ace of Pentacles. So new beginnings, new starts here. But I also feel the 3 of Pentacles is big because you have to work on it. You have to work on it. And future energies here is those new feelings. Once you get a taste of that change and you get a taste of things feeling better, that motivates you to keep moving forward. All right, so let's grab a Learning Tarot card. Let's close out with that. I feel like these two. We have 3 of Wands, Foresight. It's a yes card. Travel, moving abroad, foreign land, forward planning, looking towards the future, right? You know, what does that look like to you? What are those things that you can do to make that happen? Self-belief, freedom, success, happy with choices, outcome, hard work paying off, right? Experiencing life. Are there more experiences that you want in life? And then we have Ace of Wands. I love it because we have the Ace of Wands over here. So inspiration. And a yes card, new beginnings, good news, physically starting something, right? That's what I was saying here with these Pentacles here. Physically starting something, physically doing something, taking the action. That's what I was saying with the King of Wands, is that it's not only thinking about it, but it's also physically taking those actions to make things happen. And sometimes that's the hardest. The first step is the hardest. It's like, ugh. But then once you start doing, that's what I was saying, is it starts to build, it starts to snowball. You're like, wow, I'm really feeling good. I'm really feeling like I'm achieving something. I'm accomplishing things. Finding a new passion. And that's what I was saying over here, is finding a new passion, new career, new job, new directions, accepting a challenge, potential talent, growth, action, travel, excitement. Getting in the game, get in the game. Yes, it's time to get in the game, to look towards the future and have that motivation. What are those changes that we can do? What are those things that you can do right now? What are those things that you can work towards? Being open to all possibilities, all things that come in, instead of finding reasons to say no, finding reasons to say yes, and looking at, okay, if I don't change, this is how it's going to be. If I do change, this is how it's going to be. All right, so let's grab a Whispers of Healing. I'm going to grab a Animal Oracle too. For some reason I'm feeling like those are calling my name. Get clear. Perfect. That's a perfect card. Getting clear. And she has the notebook here. And sometimes, even if you just get a notebook and a pen and you sit down and you just write your feelings, write how you're feeling, write what you would like to do, write what you would like to change, write looking towards the future, where do you want to go, planning, right? Planning things. Write it all down. Everything that you're feeling, write it all down. And have that to look at. Write down, what would you like to manifest? What would you like to have happen? Where would you like to see things go? Get yourself in that energy, because when you write it down, you can see it, and then you can get yourself in that energy of being excited about, okay, this is what I want to do. Ant spirit, time to collaborate, working together, right? Putting the puzzle pieces together. What are those puzzle pieces? I feel like you're missing a lot of puzzle pieces here, and you have to find those pieces and put those together and figure things out. Motivate, motivate, motivate. That's, again, why I love to do readings, is because I want to motivate you. I want you to have the best life that you can possibly have. I want you to, you know, feel happy and feel like every day is exciting and appreciating and enjoying every single day. I'm not saying that you don't do that, but I feel like if you're struggling, because I know that tarot helped me so much to motivate me to make changes in my life, and I love it. I love reading the tarot. I love the energy. I love touching the cards and feeling them. That's why I say that if you want your own deck, to feel that energy within yourself, you can feel the energy from the cards, and it's exciting. And to motivate you and to maybe think of things in a different perspective, or to look at things and say, yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to get that notebook. I'm going to write things down. I'm going to see what are those changes that I could make, or what are those things that I can do, or what are my goals, what are my dreams, where do I want to go, right? To have those new feelings. And that's why I do this, is that just if I motivate one person to look at things. And I love reading your messages too. I love reading your, I don't always have a chance to respond. My life has been rather busy lately, so which is exciting, which I love, right? But I love reading your messages on how these readings have been so helpful for you. And, you know, I love helping people. That's always been my thing. I love helping people. And if there's something that I've done that can help even one person, I love it. Then I've reached my goal. So just write those things down and find those puzzle pieces and start putting things together. All right. Thank you so much for watching. As always, stay positive, stay safe, and I will see you next time.